What up, YouTube? It's Drip Vapor Reviews. We're going to do another review today on another RDA, a competition RDA. This one's actually pretty cool though, and I have to admit I get some really good flavor from it as well. So yeah, let's get into it. Today we're going to be looking at this. You see that? Yeah, there you go. Today we're going to be looking at the Airek Competition RDA by Projectile Ops. This is the clone though by Tobeco. So let's get right into it. Let's take a look at the Airek RDA. Alright guys, we're back. Let's take a quick look here at the Airek RDA clone by Tobeco. A little bit of information here for you. The authentic RDA was made by a company called Projectile Ops in the USA. So it was designed here in the USA, but it was manufactured and machined in the Philippines because they're known for their great machining and their quality products that they release. But one thing, they do not clean their stuff. Apparently it always has gunk on it and machine oil and stuff like that. But anyway, back to the Airek. You know, a few specs for you and stuff. It's a 22mm dripper. It has a removable airflow control ring. You can take that out and make it full competition mode, which opens up all the airflows on both sides. It has 2.5mm post holes, a 4mm juice well, 6 4mm air holes, and 6 2mm air holes. Peak insulator, though I can't say the same for the clone. All I can say is that I have built as low as 0.15 and had no trouble at all with a melting insulator. And then it obviously takes all my 510 drip tips, and it is chuff cap ready. So if you do have a chuff cap, you can just take off this top section here, which I'll show down below, and throw a chuff cap in there if that's what you prefer. So I've actually had a lot of fun with this atomizer. Obviously it blows clouds. It has airflow for days. I'm talking more airflow than you'll probably ever need, even for a 0.05, you know, sub-ohm build. It's insane. But I love the way it looks. It's nice and sleek and clean. And I just like that it says Airek on there, on both sides. And it's got a lot of options, lots of airflow options. Not as much as, say, something like the Dark Horse, because that has ridiculous airflow options. But it's got enough. And surprisingly, it has pretty damn good flavor for you know, a cloud chasing RDA, because usually you're sacrificing one or the other, but with this you get both. If you close it off just a little bit or run it in the other, flip the barrel upside down. I'll show it when we go down because it's way harder to explain than it is to just show you. But anyway, let's take a quick look at it. I'll bring you guys down to the table and show you the ins and outs. Nothing too exciting here. Here's the box. Standard Tobeco box. Obviously, it's got the picture of the Airek right there, and then Tobeco. Same thing on every side. What we have inside here? I wonder. I have my airflow control sleeve because I have it out on the RDA right now. I'll show you this a little bit later. We have our wonderful blue screwdriver. Wow. Who knew that was going to come with a clone, right? Got some extra O-rings there and some extra screws. So that's nice. It's always nice to have extras. And nothing else there in the box. So let's put this away. Let's take a look at the Airek. Okay, take the drip tip out and take it off the mod here. So this is the Airek RDA. I'll give you a quick tour around it. There's your airflow. I have the barrel on upside down right now to just use those small holes. That's what I was talking about earlier in the video. How you can flip it upside down and just use the small holes and a little sliver of the bottom. So I'm running it right now. Good for flavor. It says Airek, more holes, and Airek. So it's got this is a 4-piece atomizer. It's got your deck here, your barrel section, your AFC ring, and your top cap. Now, if you want to run a chuff top, you can just take your top cap off, and instead of using a 510 drip tip, you put your chuff cap right there in the top. Now, I have a build in here right now that I'm not going to remove because I just built it and it doesn't need to be removed, so I'm not going to. So let's take another quick look around the atomizer. We have a copper 510 connection. 510 threads here are very smooth, very nice. Projectile ops, and then a fake serial number there. Mine's 1447. We have just a 3-post standard ADDI design. I have about a 0.25 build in here right now. 4mm deck that juice well that you cannot see right now because I have cotton in there, but it is 4mm. I hope you would take my word for it. Single O-ring design to secure the barrel section. That's about it here for the deck. Obviously Phillips head screws. So yeah, there's the deck. We have the barrel section with your 4mm air holes and your 2mm air holes on both sides. Dual coil only. There will be no single coils in this RDA since it is a competition RDA. So if you choose to use your AFC ring, all you do is pop it in top there, and then you have your airflow control. And you can turn it and cut those off. You can go down to 2 holes, go down to 1 if you so choose. So yeah, that's your AFC. And everything you get on one side, you're going to get on the opposing side. But if you want to run it in full competition mode, take out your airflow control ring, set that aside, put it on large air holes up, and throw your top cap on. And that right there, folks, is full competition mode. No AFC, no nothing. Preferably for me, I like to run it the same way, except upside down. And that cuts off the bottom air holes and just leaves the small ones exposed. That's how I've been running it right there. So, the post holes are wide enough to take pretty much any size Canthal you want to use, whether it be 20 gauge, heck, even 18 gauge. I haven't tried it. The lowest I've used is 22, and that fits in these post holes fabulously. In this mode and in AFC mode with the airflow cut down, I'm getting very good flavor out of this atomizer, much more than I expected, so I was pleasantly surprised. And then, as you know, to be expected, when it's opened up, you get crazy amounts of clouds, which it is a competition atomizer, so I would expect that from a competition atomizer. Now, the quality on this Tobeco clone is actually a lot better than I would have expected. If you watched Rip Tripper's review on the authentic Airek RDA, he had looked around the whole atomizer, and if he looked inside the barrel section, there was a lot of scratches in there. Now, if you look inside the barrel section of the clone, there are no scratches at all in that barrel section. It's just brushed stainless steel, which is nice. So, weird that a clone would come in better condition than an authentic, but you know, I guess it is what it is. I haven't found any scratches on it when I got it. There was really no machine oil to be heard of either. That's all I can really think of at the moment. The 510 threads are buttery smooth, as you know, to be expected. I don't think I've ever had an atomizer with bad 510 threads. Good conductivity with the copper, 510 connection. All my 510 drip tips fit perfectly. No trouble there. And yeah, the only complaint I have about this atomizer, to be honest, is that there's a very fine line between no flavor and good flavor. There is, you know, you gotta close the air down quite a bit to get good flavor out of this thing, but then it really shines when you do. The other little quibble I have about it is, I don't know if you can see that in the video there, but there's a little line on the deck section down here, and if I look at it just right, which this is just me being extremely picky, but if it's on my mod, this side of the deck section is thinner than this side, so it sits just like a half a millimeter cockeyed, and it bugs the shit out of me because I'm extremely picky with my stuff being flush and sitting perfect. But that's just me. So I'm going to choose to run mine without the AFC ring because that's how I like to run it. And yeah, guys, that is the Airek RDA clone by Tobeco. I have to admit, this is the only clone of the Airek that I have seen, but it is made very well, and you know, I have not very many complaints about it. I'm actually enjoying it a lot. So let's go back up top. Let's vape it and just talk a little more about it. Funny seeing you guys here. Well, anyways, so that was my look at the Airek RDA by Tobeco. Final thoughts. I think for the price, it's a great buy. I think it's machined well. I think it blows hella clouds. Let me demonstrate for you. And that's using little mini guys, the little 2mm air holes. I think it works well. And I think it's got good flavor too. And good throat hit. But that comes down to your juice and your build and all that kind of stuff. So I guess that really isn't involved in the actual RDA's, you know, manufacturing itself. The insulator holds up, and it's made the way it should be. It works well. All the tolerances on the O-rings are good. It's a steal for the price. Well, what more do you guys want to know about this thing? Tell me in the comments. These are my first few videos, so your guys' feedback will help me. But I appreciate all your views. If you liked my video, please subscribe and like the video down below. I will put information to where you can get one of these RDAs in the description below. Well, that's about it, YouTube. Thanks again for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, you guys stay safe and keep on vaping.